Imagine sipping a frozen margarita under swaying palm trees, the ocean breeze brushing your face, and not a care in the world. That's not just a vacation, it's a billion-dollar state of mind, and no one bottled that fantasy better than Jimmy Buffett. But today, the legendary king of island escapism is making headlines. Not for his music, not for his Margaritaville empire, but for a dramatic legal war over his $275 million fortune. That's right, Jimmy Buffett is trending across the US, not just for his laid-back tropical lifestyle, but because the paradise he built is now caught in a storm. Following Buffett's passing, his widow, Jane Buffett, is battling in court to remove the co-trustee of his estate, Richard Mosenter. She claims he's been hostile, shady, and greedy, accusing him of hiding financial documents and draining the trust with massive fees. Mosenter, he's firing right back, demanding Jane's removal from the estate's leadership. What's at stake? A 20% slice of the Margaritaville empire, spanning restaurants, vacation resorts, luxury cruises, and adults-only all-inclusive destinations from Cancun to the Caribbean. It's a billionaire lifestyle wrapped in palm trees and good vibes, now under legal siege. But how did Jimmy Buffett, a beach bum musician from Mississippi, build a brand worth billions? How did a simple song turn into Margaritaville at sea, all-inclusive luxury resorts in Cancun, and yacht parties that rival royal fleets? Today we're diving deep into secrets behind Jimmy Buffett's billion-dollar tropical state of mind. From the roots of his tropical lifestyle biography to his explosive brand growth and the iconic laid-back ethos that seduced America's wealthy and weary, we're pulling back the curtain. You'll learn how Margaritaville became more than just a song. It became a movement, a franchise, a fantasy, and yes, a financial powerhouse. Whether it's island escapism, luxury resorts, or the billionaire yacht lifestyle, Buffett sold a dream that millions bought into, and now that dream faces its biggest challenge yet. So grab your sunglasses, kick off your shoes, and stay with us, because paradise has secrets, and Jimmy Buffett's tropical empire is more complicated and more captivating than you ever imagined. Welcome to Loyal Luxury, the channel where elegance meets insight. We don't just admire the world's most exclusive lifestyles, we uncover the stories, strategies, and secrets behind them. From billionaire empires to luxury escapes, we bring you the truth behind the glamour. Today we're diving into the tropical empire of Jimmy Buffett, the man who turned flip-flops and frozen drinks into a billion-dollar brand. But behind the breezy image lies a brewing legal storm, a high-stakes fight over his $275 million estate, and questions about the future of Margaritaville. Stay tuned as we uncover how paradise was built and why it's making headlines today. Chapter 1. Early life and musical beginnings. Salt water in his veins. He wasn't born on a beach, but the ocean was always calling. On Christmas Day, 1946, Jimmy Buffett came into the world in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Raised in Mobile, Alabama, he grew up where the sea meets the soul, along the warm, salty stretch of America's Gulf Coast. While other kids chase football dreams, Jimmy chased boats, breezes, and the sound of waves. Salt water was in his veins from the start, but Buffett's journey wasn't a straight sail. He dropped out of college, traded textbooks for a guitar, and hit the streets of New Orleans and Nashville. There, with a gritty determination, he played dive bars and sidewalks, learning how to turn a crowd with just a melody and a story. In 1970, he released Down to Earth, a folk country debut that barely made a ripple, but the tides were changing. When Jimmy drifted down to Key West in the mid-70s, everything clicked. The sun, the sand, the stories. They gave birth to something new, tropical rock, a laid-back blend of calypso, country, and escapism. Jimmy had found his sound, and the world would soon follow. Chapter 2. Career-defining hits and the Parrothead phenomenon. In 1977, Jimmy Buffett dropped a song that would change everything. Changes in latitudes, changes in attitudes introduced the world to Margaritaville. Not just a hit, but a lifestyle. Laid back, sun-soaked, and a little buzzed, it became the anthem for anyone dreaming of ditching their 9-to-5 for a hammock and a lime wedge. But this wasn't just about the music, it sparked a movement. Soon, Buffett fans, dubbed parrot heads, were packing concert halls in Hawaiian shirts, plastic leis, and parrot hats. His shows weren't just performances, they were full-blown tropical escapes. From Cheeseburger in Paradise to Fins and A Pirate Looks at 40, Jimmy built a soundtrack for the carefree soul, and he didn't stop there. With hits like It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere alongside Alan Jackson, Buffett's beachside gospel reached new shores. Despite barely grazing the Grammys, he sold over 20 million records, and in 2024, finally earned a place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, an overdue tribute to the captain of Coastal Cool. Chapter 3, The Margaritaville Empire. From song to billion-dollar brand. Jimmy Buffett wasn't just a musician, he was a visionary who turned a simple song into a sprawling empire. It all started in 1985, when he opened the first Margaritaville restaurant in Key West. What seemed like a fun tropical hangout quickly blossomed into something much bigger. Over the years, Margaritaville grew into a global brand. More than 30 restaurants, 20 hotels, luxury retirement communities, casinos, and even a cruise line, Margaritaville at sea. Buffett's knack for monetizing island escapism paid off big time. Margaritaville Holdings raked in $2.2 billion a year, with Jimmy himself owning a 28% stake, valued at $180 million. But the brand didn't stop there. It expanded into Landshark Lager, Cheeseburger, and Paradise restaurant chains, and even stakes in minor league baseball teams. By 2023, Buffett's net worth hit $1 billion, making him one of the richest artists in music history. Proof that the tropical lifestyle wasn't just a vibe, it was a billionaire business. Chapter 4, Luxury Lifestyle, Islands, Jets, and Coastal Estates. Jimmy Buffett's tropical dreams weren't just about music and margaritas, they were a gateway to a lavish nautical lifestyle. With his fortune, Jimmy built a real-life island paradise. He owned a $4.8 million mansion in Palm Beach, a stunning estate in Beverly Hills, and a sun-soaked villa on the Caribbean island of Saint Barthélemy. But his love for the sea didn't stop at his front door. Jimmy took to the skies and waves with style. He flew a sleek Dassault Falcon 900B jet and piloted a vintage Grumman Albatross seaplane, perfect for island hopping on his own terms. And for the ocean itself, he owned the Last Mango 2 yacht, a floating symbol of his laid-back yet luxurious way of life. Even his car collection echoed his unique vibe. Classic vintage rides like a '64 Ford Falcon sat alongside high-performance favorites like a Porsche 911. For Jimmy Buffett, nostalgia and adventure cruised hand in hand, perfectly matching the tropical rhythm he lived every day. Chapter 5, Personal Life, Family, Resilience, and Private Struggles. Behind the laid-back tunes and tropical empire was a man grounded by family and resilience. Jimmy Buffett married Jane Slagsvold in 1977 after a brief first marriage. Together, they raised 3 children, Savannah, Sarah Delaney, and their adopted son Cameron. But life wasn't always smooth sailing. In the 1980s, their partying lifestyle led to a temporary separation, a storm they weathered with time and growth. Jane's decision to embrace sobriety in 1991 became a turning point, strengthening a marriage that lasted 46 years. Even as Jimmy faced a private battle with Merkel cell carcinoma, diagnosed in 2019, he remained the same upbeat spirit loved by millions. When he passed away on September 1st, 2023, Jane remembered him as the joy he sang about, a man whose humor and heart never faded, even in his darkest days. His story was more than music. It was about love, struggle, and enduring spirit. Chapter 6, Net Worth and Financial Architecture. When Jimmy Buffett passed, his fortune was as vast as the ocean he loved, tallying up to around $1 billion. More than half, $570 million, came from his legendary touring and recordings, the heartbeat of his career. Another $180 million was tied to his 28% stake in the Margaritaville empire, the brand that turned his laid-back lifestyle into a cash flow machine. His real estate, jets, and investments added roughly $140 million, with music royalties bringing in another $50 million. Behind the scenes, his estate's $275 million marital trust for Jane Buffett held a valuable 20% share of Margaritaville, worth about $85 million, along with $34.5 million in properties and $15.3 million in aircraft. But beneath the glamour, recent legal battles have exposed tensions over how this massive fortune is being managed. Jimmy's financial legacy is complex, just like the man himself, woven from music, business, and a tropical dream turned billion-dollar reality. Chapter 7, Recent Controversies. The $275 million estate legal battle. Behind the tropical paradise and billion-dollar empire lies a bitter battle shaking Jimmy Buffett's legacy. In June 2025, widow Jane Buffett took legal action, asking a Los Angeles court to remove co-trustee Richard Mosenter from managing the $275 million estate. Jane accused Mosenter of withholding key financial details. Waiting 16 months to reveal the trust would only generate a 0.7% annual return, just $2 million. She called out his hostility, $1.7 million in fees, and refusal to sell a costly Bahamas property. Mosenter fired back with a Florida lawsuit, claiming Jane lacks financial savvy and acted hostilely, costing the trust money. He wants her out as co-trustee too. This high-stakes tug of war, unfolding across 2 states, threatens Margaritaville's stability and the future of Buffett's empire. With a hearing scheduled for August 2025, the world watches as this saga tests the true price of paradise. Chapter 8, Cultural Impact and Enduring Legacy. Jimmy Buffett didn't just make music, he created a movement. He redefined celebrity entrepreneurship by turning a simple song into a global lifestyle brand that captured the hearts of millions. His devoted parrotheads continue to live the no worries mantra, gathering at Margaritaville resorts and annual fan meetups around the world. Buffett's laid-back island vibe became more than a sound, it became a way of life. But behind the sunshine and celebration, the ongoing legal battles over his estate reveal a harsher reality, the fragile nature of legacies after death. As courts decide the future of Margaritaville's trust, fans and followers watch closely, hoping the carefree spirit Jimmy built can weather this storm and keep the island dream alive for generations to come. Jimmy Buffett's life was a masterclass in blending heartfelt artistry with sharp business sense. He crafted a world where music met a tropical escape and turned it into a billion-dollar empire. But his passing has revealed the challenges of managing such a vast legacy. The ongoing legal battle led by Jane Buffett will decide if Margaritaville stays a sanctuary of laid-back paradise or becomes a cautionary tale tangled in courtrooms and conflicts. For now, the music still plays, the island vibe lives on, but the shifting tides of litigation threaten to reshape the very sands of Buffett's lasting legacy. Only time will tell if paradise is lost or preserved. Thanks for watching Loyal Luxury, where we dive deep into the stories behind the world's most iconic lifestyles and legacies. If you enjoyed uncovering Jimmy Buffett's tropical empire and the battles behind the scenes, stay tuned for our next video all about Jim Carrey, his rise, struggles, and ultimate comeback. Don't miss it. Click the link below to watch now. See you there.